How's it going, Overwatch fans? Welcome back as we're going up again in Season 10, Week 3. But this time, we're doing an intermediate match between Adeptly, Ineptly, and Comatose crew. I'm JJ Skywalker, but as always, or rather, as we are today, I'm not alone today. I'm joined by Corbec. How's it going, dude?
Good. Looking forward to seeing this match. First match we cast today was pretty quick, so maybe this one go a bit longer here. I think you were saying before you jumped in, JJ, these two teams relatively evenly matched, similar SR and similar record, right?
Yeah, definitely. Both of them 1-1 currently. In the current season, and both of them, I think, Adeptly and Ineptly is 3K, and Comatose crew is ranging somewhere in the high 2.9 range.
Okay, so not much difference in between them, and it looks like we'll be seeing yet another Zen Goats matchup here on King of the Hill. Who would have guessed, right?
I mean, it is strong. I don't blame them for using it, so we'll see who's better at executing it.
Shocking indeed. Well, here they come. They're both teams actually making the move for the same room over here on the side of the point, immediately weighing into each other. Bubbles out already on both sides there, just trying to keep the main tanks up. Neither side really getting advantage, though it does look eventually Cosmo will go down as this pushes forward. Good shatter there as well to really push into them, and that should break the back of the attack right there, and they'll get an early first point cap.
That early shatter was just so beautiful, so unexpected, and that's exactly what you want to see. Just huge amount of damage coming through, abuse something instantly that the enemy won't, or an advantage that the enemy doesn't expect.
Yeah, for that was really just a perfect scenario, and a lot of put into him as well to keep him up. Sherlock Alms using those bubbles very wisely there as they re-engage to get started. Good stun from African Daddy sets this up, though, just as I say it, and he'll get burned down on the back of African Daddy's rally. They're going to come forward swinging and strong. DeCrape kind of caught off guard there. They nearly had the opportunity to coalesce on that Diva, but they couldn't quite make it. Never mind, they're going to follow it up now. Good stun will take the Diva out of mech again, and African Daddy actually all over the place right now on this Brigida, doing a great job. Express Go kind of in danger here, trying to keep this point alive for just a little bit longer, puts a little bit of pressure too on Mini Peels in the back line. Not sure how I pronounce that one, to be honest. I like it.
Yeah, Mini Pels.
Mini Pels, there we go.
Yeah. The mechanical play was pretty good. I don't think Comatose wasted anything going into that. All they did was mechanical play that went well. Use a stun, drop damage on the Discord, right now going on Graviton.
Ooh, good shatter there coming out to take most of the wind out of that Graviton sails, but now they're following it up. This wants to get a kill. Countergrab comes out, not a lot of luck on a Diva Bomb over the backside, gets no one. Transcendence is forced here, though. Sound Barrier will be used to answer. So Adeptly trying to push back on and regain point control as that meter ticks up, and they might just have it here. Comatose crew really giving them a lot of space. Now they'll start to push forward again. Cosmo putting in a lot of damage on this, but not enough survivability there. Good shatter again from this. They'll follow that up and just clear the deck.
Yeah, I mean, it was good stuff going into that initial Graviton. I almost thought they lost their own matchup. Adeptly putting that Graviton on the wall as it blocked Comatose from taking any damage. But after that, they just never let down the pressure, and we're seeing almost a constant coming out here. Both of these teams bringing out what they need to in order to keep retaking this point.
And Sherlock here nearly at another Graviton surge as we go into this fight. Is about to come online with the Transcendence as well, as it looks like Comatose crew trying to decide which direction they want to come in, but Pepsi Cola with a good early pick there on the Baby Diva, and they're going to push on this. This actually getting super aggressive on the backside of this, maybe trying to get Sherlock this grab, and they're going to fall right back, JJ. They don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, they gotta think of something. I mean, it's only 10% left, 10 seconds. They got time, they've got Transcendence, they got Diva Bomb.
Well, here they come. They're going to try and make something work here. Cosmo pushing in. This all alone up in the front. If they can Cosmo goes down. Jesus pops the Transcendence here just to keep the team a look good. Eat too. Pepsi Cola stops the grab dead in its tracks. Now they're coming forward here, trying to get on point. The fight continuing apace. Lots of bodies, though, from Adeptly and Ineptly in contest position. Good shatter again coming out. bomb over the backside, but Hash this doing all the cleaning himself. Cosmo vainly tries to shatter back, but it won't make any difference. Hash this absolutely popping off here with a little bit of help from Jesus there at the end.
Yeah, getting just maximum efficiency out of not only his Earth Shatter, but his damage, and then just keeping him rolling, keeping him coming.
A really great aggressive tank play there from Hash this, and the Reinhardt so often, JJ, the star of these GOATs compositions. And admittedly, I think actually both of them are playing quite well. Cosmo was really showing some flair there as well. It's just that it seemed like the team could never really follow up.
Yeah, agreed. Every single time we saw an Earth Shatter come out, it was either dived upon by Hash this, or just little bits of damage were coming out with a combination of Discord, with a combination of literally anything else coming out from his team.
Well, an interesting composition coming out here, just more of a classic, almost sort of divey 2-2-2 to go into this GOATs. I don't know how that's going to fare here, to be honest.
They might be able to pick away at the lower HP people, but it all depends on how Adeptly and Ineptly is able to protect their supports.
Well, Cosmo now up on the high ground, just pumping in a little bit of damage from the Tesla cannon. Looking for a target of opportunity. They keep eyeing that Zenyatta. Opportunistically, Zenyatta's separated here. This is actually go time on Jesus, but they don't see him. They're too focused on the engage on the high ground. Stampede in the back line. Jesus still hasn't got back to the rest of his team. Finally comes in, but it's too late now. Cosmo goes down. Oh, and it's a huge misplay there. They're going to keep fighting out on this, but they had a great opportunity to put pressure on the Zenyatta. They won't find it now. Vault getting added to the kills. Pepsi Cola, the only one left alive, trying to keep this going. African Daddy kind of over the top here on the far edge, just causing a little bit of havoc, but still can't really commit here. Stampede goes over the side, and African Daddy backs up, but oh, JJ, missed opportunity there.
Yeah, African was literally the only person that was able to see Jesus, but I guess it was just that idea. You see the entire pack moving, and that's where your eyes are just located, almost a distraction even, by accident, played by Adeptly and Ineptly.
Jesus really lucked out there, to be honest, because that dive composition would have melted him if they'd have been able to drop on him. Now this group of four trying to push in. Good charge coming in from Hash this, really opening up the engagement there. The rest of the team's so quick to follow in. They'll get one kill on Hayes, but you feel like it's a little too late. Now African Daddy just trying to put in a little bit of damage with mini Pels. Can't really get much luck. Volt was rezzed, immediately burned back down. This Pharmacy's just dropping back to spawn again.
The Zenyatta is a little strange going into this composition. He's getting, I think, caught out a lot coming in. I'm trying to see where the fights could be located, but with this death ball, Adeptly and Ineptly is just running over Volt.
Well, there's the shatter, grab, EMP, everything coming in. Hash this, though, follow up on that. Barely fussed at all, will go down, but not before he secures two big kills. But now the pushback coming. Here comes the Comatose crew. They want to turn this point around, and they might just be able to do it. Transcendence comes out from Jesus now, just to keep his team alive, give Hash this a chance to get back into the fight. Good monkey ult really displaced them. Jesus now trapped in a dangerous position. There comes the grab. Diva Bomb unleashed by Pepsi Cola, trying to clear the way. No, sorry, that was Decrep who unleashed the Diva Bomb. Manages to get Pepsi Cola there, who's already kind of losing the mech. Sherlock Alms now pushing back in. The kills just coming fast and furious here in favor of Adeptly and Ineptly. Barrage from African Daddy over the top gets Hash this again, but it's too little too late. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. African Daddy under a lot of pressure will get brought down, and I think that might signal the end here, JJ.
Yeah, it's getting very... Oh, wow, it's getting very close. It's right as... Comatose crew, sorry. We're trying to get onto the point. They're just constantly being booped away by just general abilities. Wow. I had an idea in my mind, and I just completely lost it. That's how wowed I am right now.
Fair enough. Sherlock Holmes here with a good play of the game. Look at that. Really effective and efficient stuff, and a great shatter there as well. Some of Hash This's shatters were just so big. He really did a great job of setting his team up to just pump in maximum damage.
Agreed. Let's move to intermission here. So right now we're going to be moving on to Paris. And I mean, that first matchup, it was pretty much equal. But going into that second point, it was definitely on the Adeptly and Ineptly side.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them a credit. You know, Comatose crew, JJ, they're trying to run something that's not as meta as it would be. But I mean, I think the glaring thing we saw was that when they had the opportunity to actually execute that dive composition, the perfect style which it should be done, they miss their opportunity. They completely miss their mark, and whether or not the comms aren't there or something, it stung a little bit, you know, to watch. It's just such a good opportunity. That's exactly what you're looking for. Hayes is just alone, and they couldn't follow up.
Yeah, you're completely correct. Yeah, that would have honestly changed a big portion of the game.
I would have certainly changed that fight for them 100%. I mean, losing the Zenyatta early on in a GOAT's composition is considered one of the critical losses. That and Zarya, I think, are the two sort of biggest ones. Reinhardt, of course, up there as well. But I just, statistically, if I remember correctly, I think losing a Zarya, losing a Zenyatta pretty much guarantees you a fight loss right off the top. But just watching it back, I mean, Adeptly and Ineptly just smothering that comp, and that pharmacy was not getting enough value to really turn it around. Not
and I think
trying though.
Yeah, and fundamentally, yeah, you're right. I mean, the objectives were a little bit turned around. The death ball was the one aggressing on top of the dive, and the dive was the one trying to hold the power positions instead of them choosing their priority targets and letting themselves be the aggressors. They have all the movement in the world to degress, regress. It's something to abuse.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, it's the mobility of the comp is supposed to be one of its key advantages, right? Coming in here to Paris, though, I mean, we saw Bunker here run earlier. We DPS. I don't know if we're going to get that out of these two teams. I don't think Adeptly and Ineptly probably going to stray too far from the meta here, if we're being honest. Comatose crew, though, flexed a little bit, but I'm thinking Bunker. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know about you.
Okay. No, I honestly don't. I haven't seen too many Paris games. So here at UGC, these are the first time I'm honestly seeing them in play. So this is where I'm getting my experience. So I'm gonna have to completely trust you on that point.
Well, trust at your own risk, as it were. But I mean, Paris really has lent itself so well to that bunker composition. It seems so popular, but we didn't even get to see the second point on this map earlier. Maybe we'll get the opportunity, at least JJ, to push onto the second point and get a little view inside the chateau mansion. I'm not sure what we want to call that at the backside of the map, but you know, I'm like you with Havana though. I haven't seen anything from Havana. That's the one map that I've just not seen anything from. I think I saw it played and competitive for the first time yesterday, and I was like, oh, this is weird. I can't remember this from whatever it was called, Storm Rising.
Yeah, agreed. And was it in the rotation? I hope it wasn't, because I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
I don't think it's in the rotation for right now. No, I don't believe so, but it might be. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
So we drop in here to Paris, and yeah, it's so easy to see too why Bunker lends itself so well. It's such a nasty choke point. I mean, realistically, so punishing too. I mean, the slightest mistake as you come through there, and your whole team just gets sunk right out the gate.
Very similar to, I think, let's see, Space Map. Come on. Horizon.
Horizon.
There you go. Very, very similar, except main difference is there's a much more forward power position, whereas most people might go to the higher vantage points that Horizon has in its introduction. But that bottleneck is almost very similar to its almost death range.
Yeah, it's true. And it looks like, Bunker, sure enough, coming out here from Adeptly and Ineptly. Probably no big surprises there, except for the addition maybe of the Sombra into that mixture. Not one that I've actually seen before. Roadhog usually fits in kind of well with the Orisa comp, but Sombra's the pick. It's not like she's a bad hero, right? He's pretty good. It's got her niche. Knows how to fill it.
And I don't think I've seen it played defensively. It's a good idea. You can easily hack packs, not letting them gain any pressure when it comes to that. And any form of attack might actually be surprised in the fact that you lose a lot of your power. But we're already seeing switches coming out rather than a form of aggression. Interesting, as it moves straight to a death ball.
Yeah, the Cyber Goats really is, I guess, what we would call this, right? This Sombra stamp, who's actually back looking for You need to get some damage. Good movement here. Great pull, though. And Mini Pels will go down. And that's one of the big dangers when you're running goats through that front door is actually those pulls, and Hash this executing it perfectly right there to trap them in this side yard. Now you don't know what to do. Do you push back out and pick up your Zenyatta, or do you continue pushing forward?
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's a decision they're trying to think of. It looks like they are trying to wait, looking for any opportunity that might come through. Zenyatta around the corner, Sombra looking for something, and they're just kind of biding their time at this point.
Mini Pels playing off this car here, just trying to chuck some damage in over the front. Is drawing the attention of the majority. He'll go down again, and if they opportunity to go, they have to commit. They're still thinking about it, though. They really don't want to go forward.
That's very strange. I agree. They need to get something. They need to get some form of charge. We are seeing charge coming from in Sound Barrier for the healing, but that's not going to be much considering that damage that they're healing is going towards Adeptly and Ineptly's charges.
Well, they are going to push here on the back. Probably a Volt going to use his Sound Barrier at some point in time. There it is, coming out right now. They're going to get super aggressive, looking for a pick. Hash this will go down. Cosmo actually gets 2. He's broken Stee as well. This might be the opening they need if they can isolate these targets and really take them down. Ben was looking for the res, couldn't find it. Now they take Jesus and Sherlock out of it as well. They'll push back on, and they might actually take this. So after all that delay, waiting for the Zenyatta to get back, JJ, they just break it open on the back of the Sound Barrier.
Yeah, what the heck do I know? I'm over here saying Sound Barrier ain't enough, and that's all they needed.
I mean, it was really good. Just kind of pushed all the damage in and just avalanched on. And the minute that Hash this was taken out, it was just disaster for Adeptly and Ineptly.
Yeah, it's literally all they needed. Bastion isn't going to get through that shield. They jumped even with their own shields, just pushing in full damage. Their entire health pools on top of shields just on every single person of their team worked perfectly.
Ooh, huge EMP now. Sherlock Holmes with the counter EMP. Both EMPs out into play. Who's going to get the advantage here, though? Immediately, it looks like Comatose crew may be getting the better of this, and sure enough, they'll get 3 and make it 4 and start to coalesce onto the point here. Ben really just trying to contest. Sherlock Holmes dropping back in as well, so it was a decent attempt to counter EMP there, but such a rapid follow-up. The kill's already going one way. Steve drops into the pit here to try and hold on. Will get burned down almost immediately. Here comes Hash this and Decrep, both back on now. Ben around the statue trying to keep the contest going. Shatter comes in. That'll cost him the mech. They're still fighting this out. Good EMP on the other side, though, but there's no real follow-up for it. If they can get a pick here, they might be able to turn this around, but the coalescence on a target, not there. And again, struggling here. Mini Pel's playing really well in this Anna, just holding back on the rear side, not getting forced. Sound Barrier coming in now, just add a little bit more sustain to the fight. Rally coming out as well, so full sustain for the attackers. Meanwhile, Jesus unleashing the Transcendence here just to keep Hatch this alive and keep the contest going. Another good EMP, this time from the opposite direction, comes in. Sherlock Holmes, though, gets Cosmo. That's a big pick. There's no res here. Stee as well getting in on the action. Finally finds Mini Pels in the back line, and they might just clean this up and push this back, and they will. So they hold on, but barely.
What a contestation. I mean, Comatose crew just showing up as a much different team, honestly, than we've seen so far. Very aggressive, very daring plays going forward. I mean, Cosmo literally spent the majority of his hack on a D.Va bomb as it was about to explode, with him swinging the hammer to kill the D.Va, and then at the last second brought his shield up. I mean, if that doesn't explain what we're seeing so far, I don't know what will.
Yeah, it's just really aggressive play there all over the place. Really good hold. You're right. I mean, they did such a great job. They might be able to stop him again, I think. Ooh. Early hack coming in here on Decrep will shut down a lot of D.Va's viability, but Stampede and Volt both going down early as well on the back of the EMP. All right. I see that. I see that wrecking ball. Nicely played there by Hash this, to be honest. Cost Pepsi-Cola the entire mech. That's unfortunate.
I wish I had a better view of that. That was a really good boof.
Yeah, I didn't really get eyes on that one either, to be honest. He just kind of sent him over the edge. Like, there was no time. But if you take a look, too, I mean, just look at these ultimate economy here. Kind of sitting in favor of the defenders, actually, as Hash this will go back over to the Reinhardt.
Yeah, and even saying that, I mean, these fights have been lasting for a long time, and I feel like we're seeing very consistent ultimates coming through, and star players just bringing out those ults consistently, like 2 times during the same fight, 3 times sometimes.
Well, they're going to be looking to use some of these here. Good hack on Hash this. Now, he's in a lot of danger, but they'll actually get Stampede, who wasn't able to translocate the Brigida collect on him. Hash this now engaging. Bubble out. Won't get a lot of charge off that one, though. Sherlock Holmes again lacking a little bit of bubble charge here. Nano Boost coming in. Oh, good anti-nade there on Hash this, and Steve will go down in the midst of it as well. Now they're coming forward. Shatter comes out. That's 2. They got to follow up on a bomb right in. That'll force the Transcendence out of Jesus to just keep him alive. The Crepe under a lot of pressure, but we've seen this film before. Will they be able to hold on? Good Diva Bomb down the middle. Cosmo to block. Takes most of the damage on the shield. Hash this comes charging in. Both Reinhardt's charging across. Steve somehow surviving there with the armor. Great EMP, but another good anti-nade coming in over the top. Cost Hash this their life again. Now Decrave getting team-backed in the midst of this fight. Steve still alive, swinging away. They need to get some kills here if they want to finish off this attack, and they can't really do it. Decrep sleeping in the middle of everything will call the mech back and gets a kill on Mini Pels with the called in mech. You don't see that very often. Now Jesus chucking in the damage off the backside, and they'll drive them back out again.
Yeah, that's on. Yeah, and literally that's the biggest loss. The person they lost, Mini Pills, keeping the team alive and keeping the enemy team from being able to heal themselves. The amount of healing coming in from both sides, it's natural from this type of composition. You just see those tanks just going back up to max, and those anti-heal nades are changing the game.
Some really well placed anti-nades coming in one after another. To cause just absolute havoc. Yeah, they're still holding on, and it's pretty impressive. Stampede now hunting for the opportunity to maybe generate enough charge for another EMP. This guy's a little bit of problems here. They're coming in on the right side this time, trying to close the distance a little bit faster. Cosmo leading the charge again. Looks like they might try and rotate all around the backside. Stampede now putting a little bit of damage on the Reinhardt. Good hack on Hash this. So they might want to follow that up. Shatter comes in, really gets no one. I'm not exactly sure what happened there to stop that from getting in. Mini Pel's the first casualty here, and that's not a good pick considering how valuable the Ana has been for this gameplay. Cosmo playing very conservatively. Now Stampede is down, so it's a 4v6 on the point, and here they come again. Somebody has to touch here if they want to contest. Pepsi Cola going for it. Cosmo uses that opportunity to push forward. Out comes the sound barrier just to give him a little bit more life here, but it won't be enough. African Daddy, the only one in any position to contest, will get burned down. Mini Pels might make it. Nope, solo grabbed. Oof. No luck there.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing like just beautiful ults coming out from both sides, but I do think that was the biggest difference. Mini Pels just keeping their HP up so high and also able to keep the enemies from healing themselves. It made those fights go a lot longer, but either way, Adeptly and Ineptly just trying their best to stalwartly defend, stagger ever so slightly, and use the ultimates to the best possible.
Yeah, and when we saw Mini Pels like as the first casualty of the fight on that last push, it was just doomed. I mean, you could tell that I mean, when you think about it, died, I think, twice, 2 or 3 times, almost solely because of the anti-nade that were thrown in by Mini Pels. So losing that Ana, that was just disastrous. But 90.6, not a bad amount of percentage, all things considered.
No. Yeah, agreed. Oh, and when Adeptly, when they lost their Reinhardt shield, all they did was stack the Zarya shields and the Brigitte shield in order to completely negate the Earth Shatter. It was an interesting thing to witness.
Yeah, that was really interesting, actually. I thought a lot of it was coming out, but I couldn't tell exactly how it... But yeah, well played indeed. And so the bunker composition now... Defense, JJ, with African Daddy sitting on the far to give them a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's a dive, actually, funny enough.
Not a bad choice coming on that defensive... I don't know why I thought... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Defensive Pharah coming out, as there's a chance that she won't be able to be aggressed upon. That Sombra needs to be watched out, and from Stee as well, considering that Ana is a hit scan. We'll see how it fares.
We can see Sherlock Holmes already getting it to the back line here, looking for a good opportunity to just get a little bit of damage, maybe get an opportunistic pick. Oh, there comes the push almost immediately. Hash this, no time. Immortality Field is down right now, but they really can't get any value out of it at all. Stampede getting the kills going back and forth here. African Daddy somehow brought down by the Genji, and that's completely disrupted everything. Stampede finally able to set up in a new location. Amplification Gate comes out now. There goes Decreep right out of everything, but in the backside, Jesus now popping the Dragon Blade, just cleaning the deck. The Immortality Field was out, but it makes no difference to the ulting Genji. He just destroys it. And wow, that's a rapid point take.
Yeah, I mean, the moment Hash this jumped in, we saw an immediate aggression from every single player on the team, whatever it may have been, a grenade, a swift dash, a hack from the background. It was good.
It was, and I mean, I do think, Baptiste is an interesting hero. He's slid well into his place, but he really does struggle against that kind of an aggressive dive, because the Immortality, admittedly the most interesting part of his kit, it just doesn't survive well when it gets that much damage focused in an immediate area, especially something like Winston's Tesla cannon in the mix.
So African Daddy switching to McCree, looking for a form of stun, looking for something to really damage those low HP divers.
Well, here they come now pushing up. They've kind of swapped their composition as they come forward here. They're engaged. Monkey Ultimate coming out. Can't really get anything out of it. No, finally, Cosmo somehow goes down. They'll get the res to get their Winston back in, but in the meantime, Stampede will go down. They're pushing him right back into the spawn door. Meanwhile, somebody's just stepped back onto the point. Looks like Sherlock Holmes more than happy to capture here. Continuing to sit, here comes the recontest. Pepsi Cola over the top of the Valkyrie, backing him up. Mini Pel's just trying to keep the Diva alive. Diva now dropping the bomb. Will the shield hold? It will, long enough. But a good hack in there as well to just shut down the Tracer, prevent really any good recontest from coming out. Stampede really the only one in position. Even as I say that, Cosmo coming back over the top, trying to rotate around. Diva bomb falls up, no one to block. Oh, they use the shield. Great play by Cosmo. It won't save him though. Mini Pels and Pepsi Cola still holding on. African Daddy able to drop back in and contest. Forced to use the recall there to try and survive. Will get brought down, and that'll clean it out. And Adeptly and Ineptly will take map 2 and the game.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, a clear difference in that dive is literally, you can watch it in the VOD. All the members of Adeptly and Ineptly just immediately turn towards the targets necessary to take out, almost like a bunch of bots are looking at the same person. Ooh, beautiful. I thank Jesus this was the play of the game.
That's great. Yeah, no, it was really well done. Good play from Decrypt too as well with 75% kill participation on that Diva. That is that's real well done.
So moving to intermission. Congrats to Adeptly and Ineptly, pushing up on week 3. They're going to be going up 2-1. Sadly, Comatose crew going down to a 1-2 losses, but I mean they showed a good game. I do think they've got strides to make, but Adeptly and Ineptly showing that they've got that difference when it comes to their composition. I mean, we were so used to either snipers or something big being taken advantage of for high impact damage, but instead, when it came from Adeptly and Ineptly, they just wanted clear, concise attacks. They wanted their aggression to be played. Do you have any thoughts on how they played that, or their entire match?
I guess it's kind of like the match that we casted earlier, right? I think communication is key, right, to winning these games, and that's hard. Elos right on because communication is difficult when you're trying to play the game. But I think you said it yourself. I mean, you saw the way in which Adeptly and Ineptly was taking advantage of targets. They were all turning and focusing. Like you said, it was like a bunch of bots, right? All honing in on the same target. And that's how you really execute good team comps that require a lot of coordination, like dive. Comatose crew, not quite there yet. I think you're right. They played a good game, but they had opportunities. They couldn't take them, and they couldn't follow up. And you saw, too, I think a great example when they dived in there. Adeptly and Ineptly came over the top on Paris. Comatose crew just kind of panicked a little bit and fell apart, and it was just a matter of, Adeptly and Ineptly honing in and picking off one by one. But that, I think, is the big difference. Just communication. So easy to say and so hard to master.
Yeah. Agreed. And yeah, we saw it many, as you said, many times before, where there was just moments that even we could see where it's like, jump on it, but there was no jump. Either way, they'll be able to look for that going forward. As for now, we're going to be done with Mondays. We will be casting on Tuesday, correct?
Yeah, I do believe we have one game tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and there's also going to be a game Wednesday coming out from Mag and Benny. So definitely check us out, guys, coming out in the next 2 days. And if not, check us out next week. Other than that, yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And I lost the ending to this, but either way, thanks for joining me, Corbec, and I'll see you all next time.